Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Tonicized. My name is Sam. If you've not met me before, hello, welcome. This is a channel all about sparking musical passion, and hopefully we'll be able to spark some musical passion in as many people as possible. Today is an exciting and very nerve-wracking day for me. I don't know how this is going to go. I've tried to prepare as best as I can with the technology, but we'll see what happens. Today we are going to be diving into Logic Pro just a little bit. Not extensively, but just a little bit. Now, Logic Pro is what we call a DAW, or a digital audio workstation. And we haven't really done a lot of that type of content before on this channel. So this is going to be a resounding step forward in our content strategy and our content kind of, pool. And I'm excited to see if this works. If it doesn't work, we'll go back to the old school. We'll go back to the finale. We'll go back to writing music in note-by-note format. But that is going to be determined. So, happy Tuesday. We don't usually stream on Tuesdays. Today's kind of a weird exception due to the holiday Monday yesterday. So we're back today, Tuesday. It's going to be great. I was planning on going to the mountains yesterday. I was planning on going, and then it started raining. And then it was very smoky. We have a lot of forest fire smoke remnants from our dear friends up north. So we're thinking of them and hoping that they're doing okay and fighting back those fires in the Northwest Territories. And, thought about it and went, I should probably go a different day. So I'm going to go to the mountains on a different day that won't interfere with the streaming schedules and all that good stuff. But I did get something done yesterday. So as some of you may know, I am moving very soon. I'm moving at the end of the month to a new location with 2 bedrooms. I'm so exciting. And so we're going to do that. But we have to pack and clean and do all the, moving things. I ended up scrubbing my bathroom yesterday, my shower specifically, for, I think it was like 2 hours. I was in there giving it, just going for it. And it looks spectacular. It's going to be so easy to clean now, but my goodness, it's a pain. So let me know in the chat, what's the craziest moving story that you've actually had, or maybe you've heard someone else experience where, they were planning a move and something happened where they had to just give everything they had to finish off that last push. Would love to hear some moving stories in the chat. Today, it would be fantastic. It would help me feel a little bit better about what's coming up with my move. Anywho, let's say hello to those in the chat. We have Larry Reed. Welcome, Larry. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Now, maybe you've been here a long time ago and I just forgot. If that's the case, welcome back. But if this is your first stream, welcome. Welcome to the Samily. This is a lot of fun. We do a lot of cool stuff. And hopefully, if you like what you see, you can subscribe to the channel and keep up to date with every single live stream. Okay. Carol, welcome as well. Welcome. My Gully, welcome as well. Yes, remember 20 minutes ago. That's all good. Tuesdays are kind of a weird day to stream, I found. I used to do Tuesday streams on Twitch way back when, last year actually. But I kind of stayed away from them because I wasn't sure what the numbers would be on different days, and I wanted to see if we could improve them. And my goodness, we did. So I've stayed away from Tuesdays up until now, which is kind of cool. Okay, so let's dive into what's actually happening here. We have a string piece that we were working on. Well, kind of a string piece. It's like kind of a string piece, kind of a vocal piece, kind of a lots of stuff. We got drum sets, lots of great instruments. And as you can see here, we've got soprano, piano, violin, viola, cello, bass, and drums. So this song, or this tune, is not long. It's only 3 pages long. But the reason I wrote it so short is because I wanted to take this and bring it into my digital audio workstation, my DAW. Now, this is a lot easier than I think a lot of people make it out to be. And if you're brand new to this kind of stuff, this is the kind of tricks of the trade, or the sneaky bits that help composers write quicker and get their stuff into a different program faster. Now, this is the way I do it. I know there's probably some other ways. So if you're watching this and you're like, come on, there's a better way to do that, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I would love to explore and kind of figure out what is the best workflow. But this is the best that I found so far. So let me know if there's a better way to do this. However, from the beginning, we're going to take a listen. We're going to see how it sounds. And then we're going to try and replicate that and make it sound better in Logic Pro, in our digital audio workstation. Let's see how it sounds. Okay. So a really funky groove, kind of fun, kind of exciting. It's going to be interesting to try and put this into our DAW, our digital audio workstation. Now, how do we go about doing this? Well, in Finale specifically, now this is the Finale, this is what it's called there. You can see it there. Finale is, it's kind of archaic this way where you have to manually do the files and stuff. So we're going to do that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to this export. So File, Export, and then look at this, Music XML or MIDI file. Now, all of these different types of files are very useful. Audio file, this just gives you a little MP3 you can put on your phone, and you can listen to it for, on repeat as many times as you want. I don't think you'd want to listen to this too many times, this one, because it's going to be crazy and get really frustrating and probably very annoying. But you can make an audio file, which is kind of cool. I've never done this. Don't know what it is. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I should probably look into that, but that's fine. Finale 2012. Well, this is just them holding on to the past. If you have an older version of Finale you haven't updated, well, then you can download a Finale 2012 file, which honestly, that's that's 11 years ago. So Finale, you can take that off. MIDI. MIDI is the one we want. Now, MIDI, this is just a signal. This is just taking every single piece of notation that we've had so far, and we're turning it into a signal. We're turning it into something that the computer can read and something that we can change the sound to later. So we're going to be downloading a MIDI file. Now, everything else kind of does just extra Finale stuff, or you can open it in a different notation software. That's what XML does. XMLs are kind of music notation, and you export that and you can plunk it into a different notation software. So lots of really wacky stuff. Again, lots of just playing around to figure this out. It took me a long time. But yeah, it's quite challenging. So we're going to download a MIDI file. Now I'm going to do Logic Test 1.1. And now it's going to ask me to say all instruments to separate tracks, all instruments to a single track, or tempo map. So I don't want the tempo map. It's useless to me at this point because I can change the tempo and make it faster or slower later. So that's fine. We don't need to worry about that. Format 0, all instruments saved to one single track. Now this is going to be really annoying. If I put all of this information, every single instrument, into one single track, it's going to be all mushed together. It's going to just be one line of data. And I don't want that. I want multiple lines of data. I want multiple lines of notation. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines of notation here on my score. I need those 7 to make sure that they all sound different. So that means that we're going to be going to format 1, all instruments saved to separate tracks. There we go. So now we've saved it. Now I'm going to go and open up Logic now and figure that out. I also realized my lighting's a little dark today. I apologize for that. It's a little weird with this setup, this condensed setup, having, this weird kind of moving thing going on. I've kind of got downsized a little bit. But there is a story in the chat about a moving situation with my gully. Moving stories, not so much of a moving story, but being a military brat, we moved every year of my life. So counting my school days. Oh my goodness. So you were moving all the time. That's tough. That's tough. You probably made lots of different friends in different places, I'm sure. Okay, my friends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Logic here. I'm going to get the file going, and then I'm going to grab my coffee because it was just about ready before we started today's stream, and now it's done. So I'm going to grab that. And we'll keep going with that. Just going to do this. Open with Logic Pro. Perfect. Okay. So I've opened my file with the Logic Pro. Now I'm going to leave this on for a little bit for you guys so you guys can take a look, see what's there. Okay, I'm going to turn my little window off so you can see the whole picture. But this is what we're going to be working with, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, just moving this a little bit too far, which is fine. Okay, and we'll do that. We'll make it really big for you guys to see. Cool. All right, I will be right back here. Coming. Don't spill the coffee. Don't spill the coffee on the floor. Don't spill the coffee. Don't spill the coffee on the floor. Okay, hi. We're back. Welcome again, myself, to Logic Pro. Okay, woo! We're in. Look at this. We've got Logic Pro lined up, ready to go. This is exciting. Now, you probably took a look at this and went, okay, what are we doing today, Sam? What's going on? This is way above my head. Do not worry. Like I said, we're going to kind of the bare minimum of Logic Pro today. And we're going to see how it works. We're going to see how it's used. And kind of work with a lot of different stuff. What is this? I lost volume. Oh no, coffee spilled. No coffee spilled. Coffee is good. Coffee is here. It's just very full, so I'm going to take a sip. I overfilled my coffee. Okay. So, as you can see, we have some different channels or some different kind of lines in our session. This is what this would be called, a session, a Logic session. And it's named correctly. So it's taken the information that we had from Finale over here, soprano, all that stuff, and it's moved it into this lovely format, which is really nice. That's what that MIDI file did. It took all that information and plunked it into here. Now, we need to make sure the sounds are good, and I've hopefully downloaded all of the sounds that we need today, but I'm going to make sure everything sounds okay. So first things first, I'm going to make sure, let's go here. Yeah. So we've got classical ensemble. So that's going to be okay, I think, but we could probably use female chamber as well because we want that higher sound. So we're going to try that. Next up, we've got the piano, and it looks like we've got some Steinway here, which is great. We could also use Yamaha. Either way works. We could also use the Bosendorfer if we wanted, but for now we'll stick with the Steinway sound. Now, these are all sounds that come with Logic Pro. When you get that lovely app on Apple Store, this is only an Apple Pro product, but there are other DAWs or digital audio workstations like this that you can use in different formats and different PCs or different Macs. So kind of a research game there. You have to figure out which one's going to work best for you. Logic is just the one that I was trained with, so it's the one that I've stuck with the longest, but who knows? I might change things up down the road. Now, strings. We don't really have great string sounds here, but we can play around with it. I downloaded all of them so we can maybe muck around with that a little bit. So we've got violins, we've got violas, we've got cellos, and we've got basses. Now, this has automatically been done. I have not done any work in advance. This has just naturally happened. Because of the MIDI data, we've pulled all of that information, and it knows, oh, hey, this is a bass sound. We need that bass sound, and it correlates the two sounds together, which is really cool. And then last but not least, Steinway. Now, this one we have to do a little bit of patchwork because this says drum set. And at the bottom of our score, we've got drum set. But for some reason, it thinks it's piano. So this isn't good. So we need to fix this. We're going to go and click some pretty cool stuff. Maybe we try Bluebird. That sounds fun. That sounds like a light kind of drum. We don't want something heavy and crazy. All right. So volume, I'm going to turn up just a little bit, and we're going to see what the settings are at. And hopefully we'll be able to play it right through. Perfect. That's great. Okay, here we go. Let's try and play through this all the way through with our score. And hopefully it will sound very similar to what we just had. Let's take a listen. I'm nervous. Here we go. Okay, there it is. We've got it. It's there, and it's done. Now, it sounds a little weird to me, so I'm going to actually move these knobs here. Now, these knobs are called panning knobs, or I just call them panning knobs, but they're for panning. And panning in the music world, in the digital space, is essentially... Sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to... what's happening? Basically, you can put the sound to either your right headphone or your left headphone. And what that does is it creates a different effect. It allows for the music to kind of be in different spots at different times, which is really cool. All right, so I'm going to put this to 0. I'm going to center all of them so it's nice and even. We're going to listen to it one more time, and hopefully it doesn't have that weird kind of wah, 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 wah. Oh, it's naturally doing this. This is annoying. This is really annoying. Why is it doing that? Well, we have to reset the audio automation then, don't we? Okay. Well, that's annoying. Well, let's change the color, shall we? What color should it be? Well, soprano, I'm going to say we're going to go from purple down. So it'll be purple, and then Steinway, let's go with blue-ish, purplish. And then violin, maybe we do like a lighter blue. And then we do this, and then we do this, and then we do this, and then we do this. Sure. So now it looks way cooler, for one. But we have this weird automation, so it's not wanting to kind of move around. But you can change the panning, which is really cool. Okay, so let's talk about what these little blips and dots are, because these dots and these blips are kind of uniform in the strings. And then we've got the drums in the bottom and, you know, the soprano on top. But let's take a look more in depth at this. Now, this is the piano part on its own. This is kind of cool. We're going to single it out. Look at that. We've actually got the notes in kind of like a rectangle form, or in a kind of a piano roll form. So you'll see some of these videos on YouTube, or maybe on TikTok or Instagram if you're on those platforms, where people will create pictures with this or anything like that, and they'll actually start to make stuff based off of an image, which is kind of cool. It's a very visual representation of the notes that are being played. It's a very cool thing. Now, when you go to the beginning, and let's say you want to change something. Let's say you want to make this shorter. Well, I can just change it. So now it's a lot more staccato. Da, 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 which is really cool. Or I can make it super long. Why not? Let's try it. Not my favorite, but it works. It's kind of cool. So yeah, this is piano roll. It's a very cool thing. I can actually do something called quantizing with these lovely little rectangles, where I take a note, or I take all of the notes in that group. So this whole piano line that we've got, I've highlighted all of them, hitting Command A, and then simply just looking at, okay, what's going on here? Well, I could quantize or lock everything in to a 16th note, or a 32nd note, or a half note. And so if I do this, check this out, half note, now it's just going to play everything on half notes. 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. See? Crazy, hey? It's crazy. So that is kind of how the quantizing works, which is pretty cool. But you can go and do a bunch of stuff with that. So we're actually going to undo because there's a lot of stuff there that I don't want on the exact beats. However, check this out. Swing. We could swing it so it sounds like jazz. There you go. Very cool, very fun. But we don't want that either, so we're going to put that back. Awesome. So the velocity is, as it's explained, how hard the notes are hitting. So look at that. They're all red now, which is really cool. Now, the one downside to having our finale stuff is that there's no way to put in velocity. There's no way for us to explain to the computer, hey, we're playing this like a human being. There's going to be some different types of velocity. There's going to be some harder notes. There's going to be some softer notes. And we want you to just throw that in there. Well, you'd have to do this either manually or find a way to code it in, which is really a pain in the butt. And I wouldn't recommend doing that way. It's a lot easier to just either record it right in or re-record it. But having the markers first is really important. It's really cool. So that's pretty sweet. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to, I don't know what this is going to do, but we're going to try and do a different version of Logic Pro here today. We're going to try and do one of our oldest, or one of our other scores, not our oldest scores, but our other score, and see if we can get that into Logic as well. And we're going to pull that up right now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do you guys remember this one? The one that has the score all wonky? Check it out. I think we could try it. So, let's see. Let's just try it out. Let's just go File. We'll go Export. We'll go MIDI file. Swing, swang, swung. MIDI. Done. There it is. So now I have all that information. Just like that. And now I go like this. I go open with. Oh. Wrong one. Open with. Logic. Close the other project. Don't save it. We're good. Thank you. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, my goodness. It's crazy. There you go. Okay. Are you excited? I don't know what this is going to sound like. I really don't. Some of the sounds I don't even have, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to mute that right away because I don't need it. Well, that was not what we wanted. That's okay. It's so funny. So I really like that one. Me too. We can probably listen to that on the full thing. But this is what it looks like in a giant score. And you can have quite a bit of instruments in one session, which is really cool. Now, let me explain something to make sure that I don't look like a complete noob. The laptop that I'm using here to stream Logic, I can only stream Logic on this computer while my other computer is streaming. I know, I have two computers. It's a little excessive, but that's okay. So the iMac that I'm using to stream has all of the sounds that I typically use when I write music. So it's got everything downloaded, everything's there. This one I haven't actually used Logic on before, so I had to download all of the sounds from the previous session. This session, I haven't downloaded those sounds yet, and it takes a while to download those sounds. So we're not going to focus on that today. But what I am going to try to do is show you guys a different thing that is a little bit cooler. And it will sound a lot more like a song you've heard on the radio. Now, we're going to just dive into... Let's see if I can get a like a templated example that they have, because that would be really cool. Okay. I have to download that one. Okay. Well, we're gonna try this one then. And then we might do like a live loop. Okay, so this is a song by Lil Nas. I don't typically listen to Lil Nas, but he does have some good stuff out there. This is just a templated project. So this is what comes with your Logic Pro. They basically kind of show you how to make stuff. Now, you'll notice that there's some different colors here, but look at the little arrows. Oh my, there's a lot going on here. So we're going to actually take the lead out and the background vocals out and the bridge out for now, because I want to show you the instruments. How cool is that? So you have different sounds in here that create the song, right? It's not just one single audio recording. It's a bunch of different things. So you've got some synth parts in here, right? You've got some guitar stuff in here, and you can isolate each single one, which is really cool. You've got banjo in here, which who would have thought of banjo in a track like this? And then drums, which is really cool. So I'm just going to play a little bit because I don't want YouTube to flag this, but sorry, YouTube. Check it out. How cool is that? It's all of these different layers and these different components that are working together to create your songs that you're listening to. So whenever you listen to something on the radio, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about, okay, how are they making those noises? There are some things in here that I didn't even realize were part of the song. Like, check this out. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. So really neat stuff. This is something that we're going to start looking at more and more as we dive into, the new space, looking at potentially getting one computer that has everything and the capability to do everything. So that would be really helpful, that we don't have to do the downloads and all that kind of stuff. But that is essentially my little Logic tutorial for you guys today. If you have questions or you're like, what the heck is this? I want to see more of this stuff. Let me know in the comments. I would love to talk about this stuff more. I love using Logic. It's one of my favorite things. You can do loops. You can do a bunch of cool stuff. So maybe we make a loop to finish up today. That would be a fun thing to do. So let's try that. Let's do new from template. I don't want to save this, please. Thank you. Okay. Wow, we got lots of cool stuff in here. That's kind of neat. Okay. Live loops. Let's try something here. Okay. Cool. So this is a little different version of Logic, but it's still the same principle. Right here, we've got some different loops. So what this means is you can click one, and it goes, which is really cool. I like that a lot. Let's put that in. I love that. That's great. Okay, so let's see what else we can find. What about this? It's all right. It's okay. It's cool though. Maybe we try it. Let's try. Should we do all at the same time? Maybe. Oh, maybe we have to put it in a different one. Okay. So let's do that. Oh no, I don't want this. delete track. I want to duplicate this one. So yeah, so I can do this, and now I've got. How cool is that? That's really cool. So already we've got something that sounds like a song, which is really, really cool. And we can play around with some different stuff. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. We don't want that. Stop. Stop. Okay, maybe we do genre. We've got some kind of... Oh, no, instrument. What if we do strings? So again... Ooh. Okay, I love that. Whatever that was. That was so cool. Okay, what happened? I hit a wrong button. Oh no, did I lose it? Did I lose it? No, 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 no. Oh, there we go. Oops. Okay, cool. We're going to stick that in here somehow. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's try that now. So we got shaky. And then we got... Cool. It's kind of neat. Okay, I like the shaker. We're going to keep the shaker going for a little bit. Now that's cool. I like that. That's really fun. Okay. What if we try that? I don't think that'll work with my other one, but that's okay. The synth doesn't work quite well, does it? That's kind of neat. I like that. Yeah, really, really cool. So yeah, these are the things that you can do with Logic Pro. You can have some fun. You can play around with all this different stuff. Now, this isn't an ad for Logic Pro. I have to make that very clear. It is not. What is really cool, though, is that you can have different DAWs and different workstations all over the place. And I want to talk about some of the options that people have in order to kind of start doing some of this stuff or recording some of this stuff. So there is, of course, a lot of Logic Pro that can be kind of transferred into these new ones. All of the stuff that we've done in Logic Pro today, that can be done in pretty much all of these different these different softwares, these different DAWs. However, they might be harder to use just based off of what's there, what the look, the feel, that kind of stuff. So kind of play around, see what you can work with. First up, we've got Ableton Live. So Ableton Live is a great source of live music. So if you're doing a lot of live performances, Ableton Live is a great place to put loops and stuff. And like what we just did with the Logic, you can play around with it. Actually, what we just did with the loops is Logic's response to Ableton's abilities, but it's very minimal compared to what Ableton can do. So Logic's kind of needs to catch up in that realm, but Logic isn't designed for that. Logic's designed for the studio, for creative process, that kind of stuff. There's FL Studio, of course. There's Bitwig Studios, Cubase, Reaper, Audacity, Pro Tools, which is one of the industry standards. Logic and Pro Tools are up there as kind of the strongest heavy hitters when it comes to musical production and musical recording. And then you've got Studio One. So those are just a few. There's other ones like FL Studios. There's, Adobe Audition, which I've never used, never heard of it really until I came up with this list. So not a lot to know about that in my world, but kind of fun to check out. Acid Pro, Digital Performer, LMMS, Cakewalk Sonar, N-Track Studios, all these crazy cool digital audio workstations are at your disposal when you want to start creating and looking at stuff and maybe working on new music or writing music. Now, of course, if you're like me and you love just kind of plunking notes into Finale a lot more than you do kind of creating with Logic, then that's cool too. Whatever way works best for you. What I'm looking at right now in my new kind of studio is having a combination of 3 elements. And I really like this idea because for me, I really like the history and the pedagogy of music notation and the composition and all that stuff. But I also like the modernistic kind of technology side. And so I think combining the two is a very important element to creating very good music, especially for my workflow as well. I'm finding that when I start writing with Logic, I get really overwhelmed because there's so many options. What do I pick? What do I choose? There's so many sounds to use. And it just becomes me playing around with stuff and never actually cutting to the actual goal and getting it done. So what I'm decided to do is start with paper. I'm going to start writing by hand, doing all of the ideas. Now, this will be something that I'm going to take you on the journey as well. So once we get into that new studio space, what's going to happen is there will be basically like 2 sessions of handwriting, potentially, which would be kind of fun, kind of cool. We're going to look at my handwriting and my scripting and my sketches, and it'll be quite crazy to watch and to be a part of, I think, but it'll be a fun time. The next phase of that will be to take that paper and put it into Finale. So putting everything into something that looks like this. The scratches, the scribbles, and deciphering what is going to become of that idea. Once you kind of get a better idea, everything's written out, everything's on paper, then you follow the script to an absolute T, and you take that and you plunk it into Logic Pro and make it sound great, make it sound awesome, and then donezo. Now, this is going to be a fun experiment for me to try and figure out if this is going to work for me or not. If it doesn't, well, then we readjust. But in the meantime, I'll be writing with Finale for the time being, which will be really cool. All right, that concludes the Logic Pro kind of in-depth tutorial thing today. We're not quite done yet in today's stream. I do want to hang out for a little bit just to hang out and talk and chat, maybe play some guitar. That'd be fun. But if there are any questions or you have questions now in the chat, let me know. I know there's a few of us here today, not as many as usual, so that's totally fine. But if you're watching this back later on, you're like, oh my gosh, dude, what was that all about? Let me know in the comments and we can have a kind of a discussion there as well. Awesome. That went really well. I'm really happy about that. That was great. We just rocked for like, what was it, 40 minutes there? It was awesome. Super cool. All right. So now, what do we do? What do we do? I think guitar would be the way to go. Also, actually, I think I'll do that today. So actually, it was funny. I was thinking about kind of what I could do to make these more like a TV show kind of thing, like a broadcast. And so I was thinking of coming up with some music news. So keep you guys up to date with all the music news. Okay, cool. So, of course, a sad day for those of us who enjoy a margarita. Jimmy Buffett has unfortunately passed away, which is quite sad. Not a great time. Yeah, not a great thing. I'm kind of sad about that. My dad was a huge fan. I remember playing a lot of Jimmy Buffett music all the time. So, okay, cool. So that's kind of neat, but also kind of sad. We also had someone else die. Who was it who died? Oh, Smash Mouth. So the singer for Smash Mouth, I can't speak, has passed away as well. I think yesterday that happened. So not great in the world of music this week. But that's all the music news I have for you today. What I'll do is I'll make this a segment, and I'll hopefully have like a transition screen so that we can do it like this just in and that kind of thing. So that'll be fun. That'll be a good time. I'm excited for that. But in the meantime, that's your music news. This will be like one of those trivia things where it's like, what episode was the music news introduced in Tonicized's channel? So very fun. Okay, very cool. Let's play some guitar. I think that's a good call. So, hey, it's Mally. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whee! There we go. Nice. Cool. There we go. All right, super cool. So you can actually see my hand now, which is kind of neat. So we'll play some tunes and have some fun. So you know what? I think in the memory of Jimmy Buffett, we'll do Margaritaville. Oh. There we go. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All those tourists covered in oil, strumming my sixth string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimp, they're beginning to boil. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, looking for my loud shaker of sound. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. There you go. That's better. Wow, that guitar went out of tune fast. Crazy. Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. Did I stick that in my coffee? I hope I didn't. Cool. Cool. So now, I think, you know, today's stream was a lot of fun. We did a lot of really interesting things with Logic. We talked about Logic Pro X and DAWs, digital audio workstations. So that's really, really cool. But if there are questions about it and you want to know more, let me know in the chat after you watch it back. You can definitely let me know. wonder, do you think we could maybe write a little bit of a song today? We could try that out. That'd be fun. Going from major to minor. I like that. That's really cool, actually. Everybody knows what I'm feeling. Everybody knows how I know. I don't mind the way that you wait for this to be all on my own. There you go. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Love is a mystery. Love is history. I don't know what you've been told. Everybody's hurting. No one understands it, but it's purer than gold. All of my days I find I'm searching for answers that don't need time. No. Let it go now. Just gotta let it go down. Nice. That's cool. I like that. Really fun. Any requests? Anything that you would like to hear? Let me know. What I might do, just for fun, and I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll try it. We'll see here. Yeah, that's fun. Let's try it. So here's a jazz tune. Let's solo to it. That'll be a fun time. Get my pick. Call it a day. Cool. So. Good stuff. Let's try it. So that's fun, because it's out of tune. Why does it sound so gross? That's better. Okay, let's try it again. A little faster. Be fun. It's fun. So I do that a lot. I just muck around and try and figure out the patterns for jazz tunes, which is really tricky. So yeah, you can do that on guitar, or if you want to practice like your chording, this is a great way to do that too, where you can practice knowing, okay, that's that's D, so D minor, G7. I used to do that in grade 7 band. It was hard. So yeah, kind of fun. Anyways, cool. Well, I think what I'll do is I'm gonna wrap up today's stream with that. Just because I've accomplished my goal of doing the Logic Pro stuff today, and that was the main goal. That was the main thing. And here we are. We've done it. We've lasted the hour. I'm just kidding. It's all good. But yeah, Logic is one of the craziest, coolest things that I have learned in my music journey so far, and it's been a lot of fun. So if you guys have any questions and want to know more about it, let me know in the chat or in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the stream or if you want to see more streams like it. Kind of a hectic ending, I have to say. I want to try and make sure that the endings are a little bit more exciting, a little bit more engaging. But in the meantime, thank you again for hanging out with me today. It was a lot of fun. Happy Tuesday. We'll be back on Saturday. And then I will give you guys an update as to what it's going to look like for the end of the month. So end of September, because moving is tricky, as we all know. And I'm not sure what it looks like yet. So it may be a 2-week hiatus. It may be a 1-week hiatus. I'm not entirely sure yet. Just to have the time to pack and to get everything ready. But I think it might just be a 1-week hiatus. Well, basically it depends on whether or not I sell this desk. If I sell the desk, I might do a live stream on the floor as per request. But in the meantime, I don't think I'll be able to do much without a desk. So all is well, though. Yes, it would be cool if I tried Reaper. I think that's what I'm going to try and do kind of moving forward, is try some of these new, or try some new DAWs, try some new digital audio workstations. So let me know which one you want me to try next. I want to try Reaper. I think that would be cool. Maybe we try FL Studio. Who knows? But in the meantime, thanks again for watching. Take care of yourselves. Go listen to some music. Go say hi to your loved ones. And, just go be your best selves. I'm Sam Vesely. This is Tonicized. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you haven't already, if you want. And comment down below your favorite moment. All right. Take care, you guys. Cheers.